I think that there's an awful lot of interesting topics that you cover on your website. I dabbled through a few of them. But what an incredible resource. But I think what I like the most about this is that you have found a passion after a long career in dentistry that is giving you, not, I don't want to say new life because I don't know where you were at the point, but to be so excited about something as a second career, if you will. I think it's fascinating, and I love when people have that ability to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think it's important to have something that you love to do. I mean, and God bless you if you think hitting a ball on the grass for a few hours every day is wonderful for you. God bless you. But that's just not me. I just love doing this, and it's just fun. And the look I get from men is very interesting when I start talking about this, because it's kind of like they don't want to admit it, but they do want to admit it. They don't want to admit it, but they don't want to admit it. And I'm not there to call anyone out or make anyone feel awkward or uncomfortable. But I could tell when I talk about this that boy, I hit a nerve.
Yeah, sure.
I hit a nerve, and I'm not just hitting that nerve just to be difficult or be nasty. I'm hitting a nerve because I want you to wake up and understand that there's things that you can do, not just in the erectile dysfunction area, but in other areas to really improve the quality of your life.
Yeah, well, there's a commercial I hear a lot on the news, and they're selling one of the colored pills, right, for men. And the part of the commercial, they say the one thing we can guarantee is that no man wants to talk about this. And every time I hear that, I think, wow, they're guaranteeing something. But the reality is they're right. Nobody wants to talk about that, do they?
No, they do not. Like I said, they do. Yeah, that's not a conversation you're going to. That's a rare conversation you're going to have when you're having a cigar and a scotch. Like I said, people ask me what I do, and I tell them, and they're like, kind of like there's that little awkwardness of like, oh, how do I handle this? How do I handle this information? Or how do I go with that?
Yeah, I don't.
So it's always
I don't see too many guys sitting down with their scotch and cigar and say, "Hey, by the way, my junk don't work."
Yeah, exactly.
That's not an opener.
No. Especially if you met someone for the first time. But it's like I said, it's a great place to be able to talk about this, and as we are all living longer and living better longer, this is one of the areas that we need to also live better in.
Well, I haven't been single for a number of years, but I would imagine if you're on one of those swipe right platforms, you're going to want to make sure your junk works. So if it doesn't, in the spirit of us living longer and enjoying our lives to the fullest, because we've been saying yes to everything, they should check out your website. Will you give us your website one more time, please?
Sure. But the erectile dysfunction information is at myjunkdoesnotwork.com. And my other website where I have a lot of the interviews is oldguytalks.com. And a lot of people say old guys talk. No, it's old guy talks. I'm the old guy, and I do the talks.
I love it. Any final bits of advice before we move off of this segment and and let everybody get on your website and reach out to you because they're ready to talk now?
Yeah, I would say is don't be afraid to try stuff. A lot of the stuff that even I talk about, whether it be testosterone replacement or some of the ED therapies, try it. There's no long-term effects from it, and I think that that's really an important thing. Is just don't be afraid to try stuff. I've always been kind of at the tip of the spear on some of this stuff, and my friends have told me that gosh, what you were doing 5 years ago seemed really out there, but now it's mainstream. And sometimes you got to experiment to figure out what works for you, and it may be different than what works for me. But you got to be out there. So this, again, like we get to that whole thing about, we started talking about being in motion, being in action. You got to be in action and motion, and don't be sitting there passively thinking that somebody's going to come to save you. They're not.
Yeah.
You have to save yourself and figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's end it on that note. Actually, I'm going to end it on one final note. On your Instagram page from 8 hours ago, you posted a picture of onion rings, and it says, "Onion rings are really vegetable donuts." And I think that probably says a lot about your personality.
that was actually a friend of me calling me out.
Oh, I love it. Well, listen, we really appreciate you. We appreciate your time and sharing some fun, interesting facts about your career and what you're doing right now and the passion that you have for it. And thank you for what you're doing for us older gentlemen, and for all you future older people. This is a great early lesson for y'all. So thanks again, Orest. I appreciate you being on the show.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's podcast. I thought I would have some fun with Orest, the old guy from myjunkdoesnotwork.com. Nice to lighten it up a little bit. Although he has a great story of saying yes to some opportunities in his life, he's clearly making a difference now in what he's doing. So thanks for that. Hey, I wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Hope you're out doing something with your friends and family and enjoying all that we have in this life. What a wonderful place we get to live in here in the United States. I'm in California, and I know I'm going to be out enjoying some sunshine and some backpacking and hiking and time with my kids out on the lake throughout the holidays. So I know that I've got more than enough. Thank you, David, for that reminder to remind ourselves of what we have and how grateful we should be for all the things we've been given. And as I always say, what you believe is what you will achieve. So thank you for tuning in. I love doing this show, and I appreciate my sponsors allowing us to continue on the air, helping us with our costs. And we look forward to delivering many more shows to you in the near future. So if you've enjoyed the show, please share it with others. Like us, subscribe to us, give us a rating, all the above. And you can visit my new website, www.livelifedriven.com, for my latest blog, see what I've been up to and where I'm going. And if you want to get a hold of me, that's a great place to do so. So thanks again. Have a great holiday weekend.